Hi there YouTubers and budget baristas. As promised, I will show you how I make a latte and compare it to how I make a cappuccino. I will also use my homemade syrup, of which I will write the recipe in the description below. Most of my latte routine is similar to that of making a cappuccino. For details on this routine, check out my cappuccino routine in my budget barista playlist. The four most important differences between a cappuccino and a latte are: 1. The total volume of the cup. 2. The ratio of coffee to milk. 3. The ratio of milk foam to hot milk. 4. The milk pour. As for the first two differences, here I am preheating my latte cup next to an empty cappuccino cup. The cappuccino cup has a total volume of 200 milliliters, or just below 7 ounces. The latte cup measures 300 milliliters, or just above 10 ounces. This means that with the same amount of coffee, you have to add a lot more milk to make a full cup. Hence the name latte, from the French word for milk. With all the prepping being the same, for instance purging and preheating, let's skip to the third difference, the ratio of milk foam to hot milk. I will use the same 350 milliliter milk jug as for a cappuccino. This time I will steam Alpro oat milk, the barista edition. I found this oat milk to be more thick and creamy than the Oatly brand variant. The latter is more thin and prone to burning, resulting in a watery liquid. The Alpro variant is more easy to create foam, suitable for latte art, in my experience. To get the different foam to hot milk ratio, I will not fill the jug up to the bottom of the spout, but up to halfway the spout. This way I automatically have the correct space to create enough foam, leaving a higher volume of hot milk. These two steps, choosing a 300 milliliter cup instead of a 200 milliliter cup, and filling your milk jug up to 2/3 instead of 1/2, are the two changes you need to make during your preparation, compared to a cappuccino. Next is frothing. I steam the milk as I would for a cappuccino. Because of the volume left in the jug, I automatically get less foam. I do not need to use a different frothing technique. Next, I fill up my preheated portafilter. As a personal preference, I opt for a double shot to get that coffee flavor to shine through the increased milk volume. But you can use a single shot just as well. For this double shot, I use 2 times 9 grams of Peruvian Maillard Catimor, omni-roasted, and at a relatively high coarseness setting for a 27-second extraction. I'm loosely using a stock flath movement to distribute the coffee evenly in the basket, paying extra attention to close the sides of the rim. Here is where channels are prone to be left open, messing up your extraction. Then I add 1 centiliter of homemade Sopropo-Maple mint syrup for a fresh, round, yet slightly bitter touch. Recipe is in the description below. I then install both the portafilter and the cup and start the extraction. After the shot has been pulled, I tap, swirl, and start pouring the milk as I would for a cappuccino. The fourth difference comes as a finishing touch. Instead of speeding up the pour in the final third of filling the cup, I do so only for the final 5th part of the cup. This ensures I get only a 1 to 2 centimeter layer of foam over the already created mixture of coffee and hot milk. Feel free to add a little latte art as you please, or leave it out altogether. Here, the first dot lost its shape, probably because I overheated the milk a little, not yet fully knowing the characteristics of this new brand. Regardless, if you make a latte art error, you can take the opportunity to freestyle a little to see how your milk reacts. Just start adding dots or lines and pull them through. Remember, making home coffee should be fun, and practice makes perfect. And this is what my latte would look like from the side. Admittedly, I've taken a sip or two in this case, so the level has been reduced a little. You can clearly see the ratio of mostly hot milk with espresso, topped by a thin layer of milk foam. That is the classic latte. Next, you could sprinkle some chili powder on top for more bite, as I did with this other latte the next day. You can experiment with any kind of spices of your choice. And that concludes my latte routine. I hope you can tell the difference with a cappuccino. Feel free to try my homemade syrup and let me know what you think of it. I did make a coconut fat washed variant as well, but the fibers had microorganisms or bacteria on them, turning that syrup into jelly within 2 weeks. I would still make that syrup next time, as the flavor and texture were great for an old-fashioned cocktail, but I would now only do so in very small batches. I've added that recipe below as well. One other thing I've started doing to prevent the spoiling of my new syrups is creating a vacuum before storage. For this, I use a vacuvin wine cork with the appropriate hand pump. It costs little, and only a few pumps are needed until you hear the click. This indicates you have created a vacuum. A very worthy addition to your home bar. I hope you enjoyed and learned the difference between how I make a cappuccino versus a latte. And feel free to follow me on Instagram @Bartending, and hope to see you on the next video. Enjoy your coffee.
Zei je wat?
Dat je koffie smerig is.